Hi, I'm Kyle Smith, coming at you from the newish kind of studio thing we're shooting in. This is Rant. This is where we break for the music we're doing, right, Pat?
What music?
You said we were doing music. I've been getting on you. Hey, let's do music for this. Let's do like a theme song. Brought this up like 10 times.
Fine. I'll throw some clips together or something.
It's sexy time, yeah. So sexy time. Woo! It's sexy time, yeah.
That's all I need. Today on the show, I'll be discussing Star Trek. First thing I need to cover with Star Trek is that Starfleet itself is in deep denial about what it actually is. First, I'm going to be discussing mostly Next Generation stuff. I might delve into a little bit of the original series and Enterprise and all that. But since we're looking at the end of the timeline in Next Generation, Now we need to discuss the fact that Starfleet is in deep denial about what it actually is. We see frequently that Picard likes to refer to himself as an explorer. Picard actually chides Q for showing up on the bridge of the Enterprise wearing a USMC Service Alpha uniform and says, "We don't wear costumes like those anymore." And he says that while wearing a fucking costume like that. Now, first of all, I'm not going to get into the fact that he called uniforms costumes, but he's wearing a goddamn military uniform. It's got his rank on it and everything. They have a military rank structure. They have billets. They have uniforms. They have fucking warships. So what I want to know is who the fuck decided, hey, let's load that bitch up with civilians? I mean, there are children and the spouses of officers on board, and they just fucking load it up. Now, if anyone thinks, no, they're not really the military, they are. They got dozens of conflicts. Klingon, Ferengi, Romulan, Borg, Cardassian, the Dominion, and that's just the ones I can remember off the top of my head. Tellarite, that's another one. There's a war against the Xindi that's shown in the Enterprise episodes. And there's wars fought in the future, also shown in that same series with the Sphere Builders. Picard himself has a particular tactic named after him called the Picard Maneuver, in which he warp speeds fast enough where it fucks with someone's sensors and they shoot at the wrong target, and then he destroys them. He did that in a conflict. That's a military thing. Well, okay, fine. We'll say they're a bunch of scientists and explorers. They still shouldn't load this thing up with innocence. I mean, every time they discover a new species or conduct an experiment, it almost destroys the entire fucking fleet. I just can't wrap my head around why you would do that. Take a look at the history of the ship's name Enterprise. You got the NX-01, which fought in a giant interspecies war against the Xindi. All of Kirk's adventures, which were on A and B Enterprise. In fact, Kirk was killed on one of them in Star Trek Generations. Then we've got Enterprise C, which went missing, saving a colony of Klingons from a bunch of Romulans. And then we got out to D, and they go, hey, you know what's a good idea? Let's put a bunch of kids on this. Why the shit would you think that's a good idea? They're constantly out there patrolling the Romulan border and doing all sorts of other shit that is warlike. Now, even if they aren't just plain flat out batshit for doing something like that, their entertainment systems have me deeply concerned. The holodeck is a wildly flawed idea. First of all, it's highly addictive. They call it holoddiction, which just... It creates a fucking plague that almost kills everyone out of fucking snow and ice. Then it becomes self-aware because there's a goddamn comment made to it in its programming. And you can turn off the safety features as displayed by Picard in First Contact when he kills Borg members with a fucking Thompson gun. You have basically something as addictive as meth that tries to kill everyone on a regular fucking basis. Now imagine a U.S. naval vessel where there's a Pac-Man machine on board. And this Pac-Man machine constantly gets people addicted to it and tries to murder them. That's what the holodeck is. Any competent U.S. naval commander would just tie every piece of weight he could find and throw that bitch to the bottom of the ocean. Because that is just a lot of fucking problems for a fucking Pac-Man machine. Clearly, the Federation is the pinnacle of fucking insanity in the universe. Join us next time on Rant when we will be doing a script that was clearly written by someone who's no longer with Welcome Panda. Well, we need to get new notebooks. This recycling shit. Dude, when was the last time we did an Adam and Eve?
Woo, give me sexy time. Yeah. All right, Pat, we ready to shoot?
Yeah.
All right.
So, let's get in your spot.
All right.